in the constituency. How dire has this been for your people?
Well, crime rate has been on the ascendancy by virtue of the fact that it's actually arguably the fastest growing district in the country due to the number of new people moving in from outside Accra to the eastern corridor of the region. And so hitherto places which 5 years, 10 years ago were farmlands are now residential areas. And because it's the exponential growth, crime is unexpected antecedent. We've not seen a growth in police numbers. We've not seen a growth in police logistics. And so you're beginning to see violent crimes. There have been a number of arrests, persons from the sub-region largely. Most of these arrests are not Ghanaian nationals, but from persons from the sub-region, one of our neighboring countries from the sub-region. There's quite a number of them. The police is doing a lot of work, but we also need the immigration service to up its game. There have been times the police command here has arrested 30, 40 of them in one house, engaged in all kinds of illegal activity. They are handed over to the immigration service, and the next week you see them back in town again. And so it leaves a lot of problems for us here. You're wondering how these people are getting into the country anyway, because our borders are locked. But we're still finding them in town, and we can only use these kinds of interventions to help the police service in their response time to some of the issues that are being raised.
No, so you've actually donated 5 motorbikes, 4 air conditioners in total. Do you care sharing with us how much this cost you?
Well, it's cost us upward of about 40,000 because of the capacity of the engines of the motorbikes. But just to put on record, in the last 4 years, this brings to a total of 20 motorbikes that we've given to the police, and 2 pickups, one Nissan Navara and one Fiat. That's just by way of support for the police. We've supported the police in several other things. We've refurbished 3 of their own existing vehicles, bought brand new engines and gearboxes. And so it's a continuous thing. This is not supposed to be the end. I'm hopeful that within the next 6 months we can do another injection of logistics for the police service. We're looking to help the police complete a new building. This is unbefitting of the police. They don't have a good sanitary conditions in here. So we're looking to complete a project as well for them. And we're working with the regional commander and the divisional commander and district commander. What we're trying to do is to set up satellite police stations in almost all of these new settlement areas, that has police presence. Because once there's police presence there, it's easy to bring and drive down the crime rates. Central University is another flashpoint that we've identified over the past few months with attacks happening there. So quickly we're putting up with the police a new police post over there and then we're going to do interventions with street lights and all of those to illuminate the area and ensure that police presence is there, because we're getting increasing number of attacks on students who are studying at night and all of that. So we're looking at all of these things to help.
You talked about the numbers. When we engage the regional commander, he's assured of staff audit and that he will free up many officers who are locked up in the office doing administrative work and then put them on the floor.
Sure.
Again, he will relay your message to the IGP in beefing up the numbers. Are you assured?
For me, I would take my regional commander's words for it. I mean, so far, he's stuck to most of the things he said to us in the lead up to the elections, post the elections. He's been fair-handed, and so we will take his word for it. But ultimately, the final decision rests with the IGP, IGP Dampare. There needs to be a critical look at the Prampram axis. I mean, this is one constituency, but I have 2 divisional commanders. I have 2 districts and 2 police districts. So you realize that even within the police administration, this is huge, because my Afienya district is not even under Tema. It's under the Dorowad, and so it's quite huge. And looking at the numbers, it's important that the police begins to relook at this place. We shouldn't sit back and allow Kaswa repeat itself here, and then you start chasing the crime curve. We must be ahead of the curve. So the police must begin to look at it. I'll use this opportunity. I know the police is looking to establish a forward operating base. They're looking at Adan. It's fair and square. But the military is also looking to put an FOB in Adan. Will the police look at putting their FOB here in Ningo-Prampram, given the fact that the numbers here far outweigh the numbers in that area. You understand me? So if the military and the police are looking to do FOB deployments, new FOB deployments, I'm no security expert, but I would assume that spreading them out and not putting them in the same locality would be a prudent use of spread of police resources. So if we have an FOB operating from here, and we've got the land, we've got the resources they need, we can't support them to put it up. It would help a great deal in fighting the curve, because if you look at the population growth, it is here, not in Ada, and it makes no sense to put something further away from. I mean, if there's something here and Prampram makes a request to Tema, look at the traffic, look at the response time. It takes them minimum of 30 to 45 minutes to respond. That is not adequate in terms of crime fighting. The crime is done and gone, but if you have resources stationed in here, it creates a certain room for comfort and peace and stability.
I think elevating the command into a region, just like Kaso, as you mentioned, is helpful.
I think that would be the prudent thing to do. Tema is stretched. Tema in itself is huge, and the Tema region doesn't just cover Tema, but covers Ashaman, covers Kpong Katamanso, and then also covers all of this place all the way to Ada. Would you want to, and all the way to Shao Sudoku? Would you want to free up Tema to focus on Tema Central and maybe all the way to Pone and Ashaman, and then have Shao Sudoku, Ningo-Prampram, and Ada, which are fastly developing, become a region on its own, so that you are ahead of the crime curve? I think it's something the police needs to begin to consider very, very constructively and very quickly.
Grateful.